I'm thrilled today to be inviting Chemin Bernard, veteran casting director, into our interview series. Thank you so much for doing this. Just to begin with an overview of your journey internally and externally, the thing that really struck me about your journey as a casting director is you've succeeded in so many different kind of genres of entertainment. Your feature films, you know, Inkwell, Cool Runnings, Deep Cover, Fat Albert. You've done independent feature films as well as a lot of television. Moesha, The Parkers, and then more recently children's entertainment, Nickelodeon, as well as theater. And then concurrently, you know, I sense that you've really been on a committed, intentional path of consciousness and spirituality. I saw that you were involved with Agape Center of Truth from its inception back 25 years ago. And that must have been quite an incredible journey to see, to be a part of that evolution. And then certainly your master's of spiritual psychology at the University of Santa Monica, and your deep commitment to all of the programs that are held in that space as well. So I'd love to get a sense from you, Chemin. What for you have been amongst the most influential experiences in deepening and awakening your journey of consciousness? And I'm curious how you feel as though that has affected your role and experience as a casting person in entertainment.
Well, actually I had started my spiritual journey before I had even gotten, while I was still in college. Once I had decided to become a casting director, the two kind of were simultaneous.
I see.
Because I was exposed to the Church of Religious Science the same year that I was exposed to casting.
Wow.
And both really resonated with me. With casting, it was truly like, this is my calling, this is what I'm to do.
Okay.
And it was no question.
Okay.
It was no question. Up until then, I just knew that I was majoring in film and television production at Loyola Marymount, and I just knew that I wanted to do something to help actors get work, because I had a friend that, my best friend was like an actor who had tons of talented friends, and I'd use them for my student films. I'd always get A's, but I never, I didn't know what was out there. So, you know, at Loyola they have you do every single job. You learn to be a switcher and a camera operator. So as I would work my way through the curriculum, I realized that there was nothing that really lined up for me. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just be an agent, whatever that means.
I see.
And in my junior year, I actually met a casting director on impulse, invited her to come to a Black History panel that we were having the next day.
Oh, wow.
And learned that she was the first African-American casting director ever. She came to the panel, she spoke about what she did. I had an agent there as well, and when I listened to the two of them talk, I realized that agents are salesmen, so don't like sales. And casting directors are the liaisons to the buyers, but they don't have the final responsibility, and something about that just really fit for me.
I see.
That I could put the people in front of them and they could make their choices, but I didn't have the responsibility of deciding. That worked. So I started interning with her after school every day. I drive from Westchester to Universal.
Was this Robbie Reed?
No, her name is Patty Hayes.
Okay.
Yeah, Robbie actually was an assistant at the same time I was. We kind of came up together, but no, this was 1980, 79 when I met, 78 when I met her.
Okay.
And I interned with Reuben Cannon after that. She introduced me to Reuben, to Eileen Knight, so I had mentors along the way that really supported me. But in those days, there were like so few of us that we all knew each other.
Small circle.
Very small circle. Casting in itself was a very small, you know,
community
of people. You know, we kind of all knew who everybody was across the country, because there just weren't that many of us. It was under maybe 200 or 300 at the time, if that. And so it really, but it was just, I love the work, I love actors, I don't want to be one. And I just prepared myself. I took acting classes while I was still in school so I could learn what the actors were being asked to do. I really was not good at it, you know, but my teacher was an actress who found out that I was interning with Ruben, so I got B's.
Oh, that's funny.
It was hysterical, because I knew I wasn't good.
Yeah.
But I learned, and I just worked my way up. I mean, I was inspired by one-hour dramas, you know, L.A. Law and Hill Street Blues and St. Elsewhere, and I was really blessed that a couple of years after graduation I got to work at MTM, and I got to work in the casting department with all of those shows going, the shows that were like my must-see TV.
Oh, how exciting.
Oh, it was so rich. I just loved, I mean, I loved going to work every day. It was like it was a different era.
Yeah.
And I learned so much, and again, everything was preparation, but I also began to learn how the business flowed, how the ebb and flow of it was. That it wasn't like having a regular 9-to-5 job.
Right.
Yeah, because I was a service rep for the phone company before that.
Very 9-to-5.
Very
right?
9-to-5.
Yeah. And this is almost, I mean, it's much more all-encompassing. So it sounds like, I mean, a couple of things. One, I mean, you really got in pretty early on. I mean, it sounds like you knew right away that this was it for you, and once that clarity was there, you just, I mean, your trail was kind of set. The other thing that strikes me is that what led you to casting, it sounds like, was really wanting to help your friends who you saw the talent amongst all your actor friends, and you wanted to be the liaison.
That's it.
Not really the business person at the end, but the facilitator, if you will.
Facilitator is a good word, because looking at my journey from then to now, I realized that facilitation is really what I love doing on all spectrums, on all levels. So that's exactly what resonated with me. It's like I could facilitate them into a position where they could be seen. Whatever happened after that was theirs, but it was my opportunity to serve them and to serve the people that wanted to find them.
Right.
That's been and continues to be a joy.
So